98FM's Dublin Talks with Adrian Kennedy.
Weekdays from 10 a.m. on 98FM.
We've been contacted by several 98FM listeners regarding an issue they're having with their accommodation in Coolock at the moment. The residents from Castle Court in Coolock say that the accommodation they are living in at the moment is totally unsafe and literally crumbling around them. One listener called Sarah said, "We have an urgent issue that we feel people should know about. The stairs of our block is crumbling and the council have not even communicated with us. They have been reinforced twice and look extremely unsafe. We have at least 3 security guards on duty 24 hours a day. The situation is dire and the council have nothing to say for themselves." And another listener, Amy, says, we need from Dublin City Council, we need to hear from Dublin City Council about the stairs and other issues, which is not acceptable. They will wait till this building collapses to do something about it. We don't want another death due to neglect in these flats. Now, Dublin City Council, I understand, as we speak, are on site. Sarah joins us from Castle Court. Sarah, welcome to 98FM.
Hi, thanks for talking to us.
As I said, the council are on site right now, are they?
They are. They literally just arrived maybe 10 minutes ago. So this is our first interaction with the council. Definitely, yeah. Okay,
so going public, going on social media has at least had some impact in that the council have finally turned up to have a look at what is going on.
Yeah, we felt that that was kind of the only way to put a little bit of pressure on them, because this has been going on since Friday and we never had a knock on the door, letter in our letterbox, just nothing to tell us what was going on. So we started demanding answers, and we thought the best way was to grab everyone's attention, because this could happen to anyone.
Okay, tell me what the situation is with. This is a Dublin City Council owned flat complex.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And tell me about the state of the place. I've seen your photographs, but just describe it for our listeners.
Well, basically, there is a staircase there that everybody has to use, and within last week we started to notice there was a huge amount of cracks, and the stairs had dropped. One lady had actually she tripped over and hurt her ankle because there was such a gap between the landing and between the actual staircase itself. So we sent in the pictures, and that's when they came out and reinforced it. But even as they've reinforced it, it has come away again. It actually, when you walk into the stairs and you look up, it looks like it's about to come down on top of you.
Wow, okay, right. So it looks extremely dangerous. Oh, yeah,
it's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying to walk up and down those stairs.
Okay, so you're walking up and down the stairs thinking that they could collapse at any second.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah, 100%. Like, and concrete has fallen before.
On top of people?
No, just then. It has. Thank God it hasn't hit anybody, but it has fallen down. Now, we came home on Friday evening to find steel girders up, and no word as to what was going on, and the security there. Now, the other laughable factor is the security guards were told not to walk in the stairwell unless they had hard hats on. And we're residents and we have no protection whatsoever. Come Tuesday, it's doubly reinforced again. This morning, they are putting massive kind of plastic tubes around the reinforcement. So now our stairwell is so small, we have to walk up in single file. We can't get any furniture up and down. There's a lady in my block who just had a baby last week, and she can't get her buggy, her pram up and down the stairs. We can't get our bicycles up and down the stairs. Absolutely nothing. You can only walk in single file.
Okay, well, in just a second, we're going to find out what Dublin City Council are saying to your neighbours. I know they're meeting with them as we speak. So if you stay with me for a couple of minutes, Sarah, we'll try and find out exactly what the council plans to do about this. It sounds ridiculous that you're walking up and down the stairs afraid the bloody thing is going to collapse underneath you. Sarah, that is true, that we would be having a very different conversation if the stairwell in this block of flats were to collapse.
Oh, gosh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And previously, the reason why we have to get on the council's back is there was an incident within the complex before of a gate that needed to be fixed, and residents called the council numerous times. But in the end, my partner's nephew died because the gate fell on his head because nobody bothered to come out and fix it.
Right, okay. So, like I
So
said...
we have had incidents like this before where the council were told numerous times and don't bother coming out. But they will come out, if there's a fatality. That's what we don't want. This is what we're trying to prevent.
Okay, now, I mentioned a while ago that that there are workers from Dublin City Council on site. Any idea what they're saying?
I've been told nothing so far. Nothing at all, to be honest. I probably won't know until I go back and talk to them myself.
Okay, well, we'll let you go for a minute, Sarah, and go and try and find out what's being said, because I'm joined on the line by Sinn Féin councillor, local councillor Larry O'Toole. Larry, welcome to 98FM.
Thank you very much.
Larry, this is quite serious by the sounds of it, and looking at the photographs...
It is very serious, very serious. I'm just arriving there now at the complex. I have asked...
Sorry, Larry, it's very hard to hear you there. I don't know what's happened with your phone.
Sorry. Can you hear
there
me
you
now?
are. That's much better. Yep.
Yeah, I just arrived, and last evening I spoke to one senior manager of Dublin City Council, and I've arranged for two senior people, a senior engineer and a senior manager, to come out this morning and meet the residents. The residents need to be assured, Adrian, that they are safe, first of all, while the stairs has been supported by these stanchions. I'm sure you've seen the photographs.
Yes, I have, yeah.
And if they're not safe, they must be offered suitable emergency accommodation. You can't expect people, their families and children, to be living under stress as it is. But Adrian, there's a long-term issue here. Will the stairwells need to be rebuilt? With the stairwells and all the other apartments, they will have to be examined also. And the big picture, Adrian, is that this complex is 50 years old, built just a couple of years after the flats in Ballymun. I'll be asking the council as we go forward that the flats, the structure of the flats and the apartments be examined in great detail to see are they safe for people to live in at all.
And I know this is different, but it does remind you of the poor state of Grenfell Tower in London, which was ravaged by fire last year because it wasn't dealt with and treated and looked after properly, and was fitted with poor cladding and so on. This, like I said, it's not on that sort of scale, but could be if you had a collapse of a stairwell.
Hopefully not. I wouldn't like to think so, but that's why I'm going to be pursuing the council to examine every possibility, do a complete safety check, first of all on all the stairwells, but also on the structure of the apartments themselves.
Okay, well, stay there for 1 second, Larry, because Amy is another local resident who has been talking to officials from Dublin City Council in the last few minutes. Amy, what are you being told?
They're officially on the stairs now, just to see whether we have enough room to come down the stairs with, like, in case of emergencies. Like, they're putting case and cladding on them now, so kids don't bang their heads off the poles or anything. But now we've asked, is there enough room? They're just measuring that out now. And plus, we've pointed out one of the balconies is actually, it looks like it's subsiding. And I pointed it out to the chap, and he was like, oh, well, we didn't notice that. Now they're going to have to check. And they're trying to make it out as if we don't know anything. We need to know answers. And then they're saying we'll get the report tomorrow. It's not good enough.
How old is this block of flats, Amy?
It's over 50 years old.
Right, okay. So,
and they're saying, we're asking them about the stairs. That's fine, they're telling us a few things about the stairs. But what about the building? There's cracks all over the building, in our walls. We have mould, we have damp, everything.
And your building is one of a couple of blocks. What is the state of the other blocks?
See, that's the thing. Do you know what? I'd be worried about all the rest of the blocks as well. Now, our stairs are in a state. One of the other blocks as well is starting to crack as well. We had a look at it yesterday.
So what is your ultimate fear? What are you most afraid of living in this block of flats?
We're afraid that it's going to come tumbling down on top of us. We don't want another death in these flats due to neglect. We don't. And that's simple. And we're trying to explain that to them, and we're not getting answers for it. We don't want another death. We had, a young child a couple of years ago, a gate fell on top of him. And funny enough, his uncle lives in a block. And he's at the been saying to them lads there, look, we don't want this. Due to neglect, we told us about the gate. We'll do something about it. And he didn't. And it was too late. You know?
Okay,
they're waiting on something to happen.
And Larry, well, you know, when I hear residents saying that they don't want another death, that kind of highlights how serious this actually is, doesn't it?
It is. If you walk onto the stairs, like we're sitting out here camping now because we're terrified for our lives. And like, when people come up to the stairs, they're like, Jesus, I wouldn't. And we asked some of the builders and they're like, Jesus, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't stay here. You know, so that doesn't reassure us.
Okay, now, sorry, Larry, I know you're there.
Hello? Yes, I'm still here. Yeah.
Okay, Larry, are you confident that something is going to be done? You've just heard that lady saying they're worried, they don't want another death in this.
I'm not just confident. I'm not just satisfied with someone coming out and inspecting it in a offhand manner like that. There has to be a thorough inspection done, and we have to get a guarantee. Those residents have to get a guarantee that it's safe for them to be in their homes while this is going on. I'm not at all confident that it's been dealt with this morning. That's for sure. It has not been dealt with.
But it's you're like a dog with a bone now. You're not going to be letting this one go.
Oh, no, not at all, no.
And as I said, God forbid we're in a situation where somebody is killed because the building does collapse or the stairwell collapses, we'd be having a very, very different conversation.
Well, let's hope and pray that that's not going to be the case.
All right, Councillor Larry O'Toole, thanks very much indeed. And Amy, we're going to keep in touch with you if
no problem.
If nothing is getting done, we will continue to put the pressure on Dublin City Council. And like Larry said, you know, just turning up isn't enough. Something has to be done to repair that building, or move you somewhere and get and knock it down and somewhere
safe. Yeah, that's what we want.
All right, Amy, we're going to keep in touch with you. And thanks very much for talking to us.
You.
All right, there you go. They're residents from Castle Court in Coolock. And did we put the photographs up on Facebook, lads? Yeah, we did. Or did we? Did we put the photographs on Facebook? Oh, we did, yeah. We did have them up earlier on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Adrian K and Jeremy D. If you want to have a look at the photographs from Castle Court, and they're quite shocking. They really are. Facebook.com/Adrian K and Jeremy D.
98FM's Dublin Talks with Adrian Kennedy.
Weekdays from 10 a.m. on 98.